I'm Heathy. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist. I'm right here at Austin Integrative Medicine in Austin, Texas. The other day, I was talking about somebody coming up to me and saying, Radia, if you could give me 3 secrets, 3 rules to live by, to change my life and to optimize my health and well-being, what would that be? So the first one we talked about was detoxification. The second one that I'm going to tell you about is simple. It's how to eat. Now, there's all kinds of diets out there. There's all kinds of nutrition programs, etc. And I have many that I do in my clinic. And as a certified clinical nutritionist, it's sort of my job to determine what is the most optimal diet for you and what is the best way to go about either losing weight, or if you're working on something specific, there are certain diets that you need to adhere to. But there's something very simple that I want to tell you about, and that is my rule of thumb. Sure, there's a lot of books out there, the Atkins diet and the South Beach diet and the vegan diet and the macrobiotic diet and now the raw foods diet, and all of these diets are out there and they all have good merit. They may not be right for you. They may not be appropriate for you. So I want to warn you, if you're going to go on a special diet, make sure that you get some guidance. But here's a rule of thumb that everyone can live by, and it's simple. Stick to the way Mother Nature made it. Because no matter what diets are out there and popular books and popular programs, the bottom line is that Mother Nature really knew best. She does. She knows best. So when you're looking at foods that we eat, I'm talking about clean meats, fish, chicken, poultry, raw nuts and seeds. When I say clean, let me verify this. I'm a very big fan of organic. And we really do need to be careful nowadays about how, food is grown. And, the old saying, you are what you eat, you are also what the animal eats. So if you're eating animal food and animal protein, such as beef or chicken or fish, you want to make sure that it is as clean as possible. Make sure that it's not hormone-fed or antibiotic-fed or grown in small cages where it can't move around. That is not the way Mother Nature made it, and that is not good for us either. Be sure that if it's fresh fruits and vegetables, that it is either organic if you can get it, or very well washed. Most of these foods are laden with pesticides. They're grown oftentimes with chemical fertilizers, and that also isn't the way Mother Nature made it. So if it's grains, make sure that it's not processed or refined grains. I have a slogan when I teach nutrition. I always say, if it's pop, puff, flake, floured, shredded, or instant, it's refined. Period. If it's pop, puff, flake, floured, shredded, or instant, it's refined. So the closest the way Mother Nature made it, the more that you can get it closest, as far as don't overcook it, don't over-process it. If it comes in a box or a can, I would stay away from it or keep it way to a minimum. Because they have to add all of these various different chemicals and whatever to make sure that it doesn't rot. I mean, the story of how refinement came to our civilization is pretty interesting. I mean, it started way back in the Industrial Revolution when we moved people off of the farms and into the cities, and everyone was, working closer in a urban environment. So we needed to import food in. But the problem was that by the time we didn't have a lot of refrigeration in those days, by the time we got food into the inner cities to feed the population, if we didn't do something to alter it, it would go bad, it would go rancid. One of the reasons why is because in grains, for example, you've got, the bran, and you've got the germ, and then you've got the endosperm, which is mostly the starch of the grain. Well, the bran and the germ is where all the good stuff is. That's where most of your B vitamins are. 86% of your B vitamins is in the bran and the germ. Your oils, essential fatty acids. You've heard of wheat germ oil. Okay, well, in wheat germ oil, it came from the germ. So that, those precious oils, by the time they got them into the cities, they'd go rancid. And that was a problem. So they couldn't maintain the stability of the food. So they decided, of course, in those days, they didn't know the significance of those vitamins. They didn't know what a vitamin was, so who cares about that? They didn't know the importance of essential fatty acids, those good wheat germ oils and other germ oils. And they didn't know what fiber was. We figured, well, you poop it out anyway, so body must not need it, so who cares about the fiber? So they took out the fiber, they took out the oils, they took out the vitamins, and then all you had left was the starchy endosperm. And that is basically how we process flours and grains today. So if it's white, and again, if it's pop, puff, flake, floured, shredded, or instant, you've modified that grain into something that basically is more of a starchy, free monosaccharides or disaccharides. And it enters into the blood too rapidly, the body gets an insulin response, and the next thing you know, you've either got hypoglycemia, eventually turning into obesity and diabetes. So a lot of the diseases that we see today have a lot to do with processed food. So again, the rule is forget the fad diets. Stick to as close to the way Mother Nature made it. Also, clean water, if you can get it, clean water. Watch those soft plastic bottles is finally coming out into the media. I mean, I drink bottled water all the time and it's soft plastic, and I really have to get more into drinking out of glass, or other containers that don't have soft plastic, because it leaches all kinds of chemicals into that water. Make sure that it's clean, healthy water and food, and also our air. Our air, usually if it's indoors, it's got a lot of toxicities in it. We talked about toxins before. Make sure we get plenty of sunshine, plenty of fresh air. These are basic, but you know what? We are no longer natural creatures. We're using synthetic lights and synthetic air and synthetic food and synthetic, drinks. And after a while, this body takes its toll. So that's number 2. Close to the way Mother Nature made it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please make comments. I love to hear your comments and give you feedback too. Please become a friend and go sign up on our website, and we'll get to the third most important thing, and I think that's going to be the most thrilling and exciting thing that I've come up with as far as helping you with your health and well-being. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. Please stay tuned.